Hello Internet, this video is part of the Jeep project playlist on Scott's Garage. In this video, I will show you what I figured out to attach this Vevor 72-inch snow plow sold by Home Depot to this 1946 Willys CJ2A. Keep watching. So I live in Montana, and normally we have a lot of snow by now. We had snow early, already end of October. But we haven't had snow since then. It's been rain, but I know that snow is coming. So I've been looking at Marketplace on Facebook and pricing used plows. I couldn't find anything for less than $500. I got this Vevor brand new for $272 from Home Depot. I'll put a link in the description. It's not an affiliate link or anything, but so you can see, you can get a new one. Now, this is an ATV plow. And I wasn't sure if I could attach it, but I've worked through this and I know this is going to work. And let me show you what I came up with. So I had this special order, this Vevor plow through Home Depot. I got the largest one and it came in a large box. They shipped it at Home Depot. I had to haul it here. And I did not film assembling it. Very simple to put it together. But a little bit about this setup. So normally on an ATV, the frame part of the plow, it for the most part is underneath the ATV. And it attaches to this plate, which also came with the plow. It's very heavy and it's aluminum, but it's a 1/4-inch aluminum plate with all kinds of holes in it. And this plate is supposed to be attached to the ATV frame with a series of U-bolts. And then this frame attaches to the underside here with a couple of pins. Now, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to be running this underneath the frame. So the plow will be this far away from the bumper. But everything is going to pivot from the bumper, and I will be using this plate. I cut a hole in the center, and there's a very substantial hook right there, and this plate fits right over it. I've already pre-drilled the holes through this plate to go through the bumper. But I need to show you something else before we attach this plate. By the way, this is also on the first time playlist on Scott's Garage. I've never done this before. I've never attached a plow to any sort of vehicle, but I'm a do-it-yourselfer and I like to figure things out. And with a snow plow, you need a mechanism to raise it and lower it. You obviously don't want it lowered all the time. That's problematic. You have to raise it for pulling in the garage, raise it for places you've already plowed for travel. And to do that, plows typically use hydraulics. Some are mechanical, where it's physical power. You have a lever you have to use, get out of the vehicle and raise it or lower it. Others use winches, and that's the option that I have chosen. I'll be using a winch, and it happens to be a Badland ZXR 2500 sold at Harbor Freight Tools. Very affordable winch, like $75. I'll show you that here in a minute. And the winch is going to attach to the plate. However, you can't just go directly down and expect to lift up the blade. You need some leverage. So in order to have leverage, you need something higher than the winch that you put a pulley on to lift it. So this is what I came up with. The bumper itself came with these 1.25-inch tubes, pipes, welded on them. Nice clean welds here. So it's very, very strong. This was a farm Jeep at one time, a ranch Jeep in Montana. So there was some sort of farm equipment that was attached here. Maybe it was a plow, I don't know. But this is what I came up with. And again, I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I simply bought some 1-inch black pipe and with threads on the pipe. And I had to cut it in half here, but on each slide, basically, I slide the pipe in, and then again on this side, and you have to attach the two. So I don't know exactly what this is called, but it's a coupling, and basically the two sides do attach, and the final setup, you tighten this a lot. I did use Loctite with the threads. I tightened as much as I could and Loctite, And I have another way as well. You don't want the threads of the pipe moving, and that could happen. Eventually, I like to get this welded, but for now, this is what I come up with. And again, there are bolts that go through to hold that in place. So if you can visualize this, I'll go into detail in a minute. The winch is here, and through the pulley system, there's elevation, and that will raise and lower the mechanics to raise and lower the plow. Now I'm going to take this off, and we'll attach the plate, and we will attach the winch. So on the plate, the pivot points here that are welded on the bottom have to go towards the front. Again, I modified it to fit over that. And the first thing is to put some bolts in here. And I have 4 bolts, actually 5 to go in there. Next, we're going to attach the Badland winch to this mounting plate. I had to buy an additional mounting plate just for the winch. This is sold at Harbor Freight, very reasonable. And it comes with this guide as well for the cable. I had to drill an extra hole through the plate, but it lines up here like so. I'm using the strongest bolts that you can get, the grade 8, I think is what they're called. Next, we're going to hook up the electrical. This winch will work either with 12 volt or 6 volt battery. The Jeep is 6 volt, it's all original. I've already tested it, I know that it works. I kind of like the speed. It's a nice, steady, slow speed for the winch. However, I decided to run an independent battery to the winch, a 12 volt battery, and the reason are the cables. These cables are not very thick. When you use 6 volt, you need like a 1 gauge cable to make sure it's reliable, and this isn't even close to 1 gauge. Therefore, I'm going to use a separate battery independent of the Jeep, and this is a 12 volt garden tractor battery, and I'll be cinching it down so it's not floating around, and it rides nicely there at the back of the plate, and I'll hook up the electrical now. Okay, the battery is installed. I'll explain the functionality, the switches, all the options that Badlands provides for raising and lowering it in just a minute. But first, I need to put the 1-inch pipe and pulley in place. Not recorded, but I also put some cargo straps here. And what that does, the way it's wrapped, it pulls pressure this way. So there's going to be quite a bit of weight on the plow pulling up, which wants to pull the pipe down. So the cargo straps that are ratcheted in just make it very secure. Okay, here's the pulley and cable system. And I did this. I bought the pulleys, and most of them from Harbor Freight. So if you can see this, that it comes out here, it goes down, loops around there, and then it comes up here, and then it goes back, and then there are that main hook that's on the bumper hooked to that. And now I'm going to show you, I have two different options for raising and lowering it. First of all, this Badland winch came with this. So this is probably at least a 10-foot cable, and it has out and in. This is what I'll be using as I'm driving and snow plowing. And I've already put it, through the dash. I'm not going to show you exactly how I did that, but it comes out here and attaches right there. And that can control the up and down. But I'm going to show another way as well. But here's the second way. Again, for $79 at Harbor Freight, it comes with a remote switch. So you simply turn it on. Green light comes on, blue light comes on. And so from inside there or here, I'll show you how it works. So it's extended now, but you simply hit retract. Goes up, extend, and goes down. So this should work well. All I need now is snow. Hey, if you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's a great value to me. And as always, have a great day. And we'll see you in the next video. And hopefully it'll be a video of plowing snow.